And so it is. Hi, good morning. I'd like everyone, just for a minute, to make a really tight fist. Really squeeze it. Now, keeping that fist, notice what happens. Tension in the hand, the effort, the contraction. Now, look at your fist and imagine trying to receive something with that closed fist. A glass of water, bread, a blessing, another hand. Now, very slowly, open your hand. And notice the difference. Your body understands spirituality. An open hand can receive what your clenched fist cannot. And this is the art of allowing. Many of us are living internally, spiritually, with clenched fists, gripping old stories, gripping old fears, holding on to old disappointments, old identities. And we wonder why we don't have peace. But life keeps inviting us forward towards openness, gently, and sometimes not so gently. The closed fist becomes painful. The closed mind becomes rigid. The closed heart becomes lonely. We see it everywhere. But life keeps saying, loosen your grip. There's more here than you can see. And something can arrive when we become open enough to see it. Sometimes a sunset, a poem, an animal, a piece of music, something tender enters. And many of those moments that do transform us, we cannot control. We do not schedule wonder. We can't manufacture grace or compassion. We cannot force healing. But something arrives when we become open enough to allow it. Take one deep breath in and hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Like the closed fist, how long can we live like that, holding our breath? Turn to your neighbor, give him a big grin and a big fist bump for God and this glorious day. Thank you.
Rhythm of my breath is dancing like a river, so wild and free. Inspiration like purple velvet colors, so wide and deep. blowing like a gust of wind, clearing out the cobwebs inside of me, washing out the basement of my soul. I awaken from an ancient sleep, and I'm in ecstasy, a diamond ecstasy, and I feel the ecstasy, ecstasy in my soul, in my soul, in my soul. Standing on the edge, swaying with the breeze, I learn to flow. Melting all resistance, I relax, find my strength and let it go. Way off in the distance, to the far horizon, there's a rainbow. Beyond the worldly success, there's an internal peace that we can know. And I'm in ecstasy, a diamond ecstasy, and I feel the ecstasy in my soul, and I'm in ecstasy, and I feel the ecstasy in my soul, in my soul, in my soul. In my soul, in my soul.
Thank you, Bodhi. Good to have you back. Good to have you back.
It's always great to be here in Napa, where there's a sense of humor.
So good to be here today. So good to have all of you here today. This particular theme, and thank you, Peggy, for a wonderful description of the theme about the art of allowing. And Shauna chose this image of the hot air balloon. I thought this was really good because I don't know if you've ever been in a hot air balloon, but you don't have any control. The pilot really doesn't have a lot of control in the balloon. There's no steering wheel, and the thrust is by the wind. And what's weird is the first time I've gone up several times, the first time we went up, I was surprised you don't feel wind because you are the wind. And, that's why pilots are very careful about when they go up, and they don't go up in anything close to what we would think not bad weather, but it's all about the wind and how strong it is and storms and things like that. But it is, when you're in a balloon, you're just allowing yourself to flow in it. And it also gives you this perspective above things. For example, livestock and wild animals don't even know you're there. You can just fly over the top of them and look down. And so I think there's something to be said for that as a way of life that we have, that we allow. And we have a observation, not a detachment from life, but just an observation to where we can respond to it. It's the thing Viktor Frankl talked about, the between the stimulus and the response, there is space, and in that space is a consciousness. We can choose how we respond to things. And I think this particular topic is open to that idea that, and today, may we be loving. What's interesting about this idea about may we be loving is it kind of opens up a discussion about not only are we loving towards other people, but may we be love. And being love is different than being loving, because when we're being love, it has to do with a consciousness within us, an energy within us, that we're not attempting to love anybody or get something out of it or even receive love. We just are love within ourselves, and we know this love that is the being part of ourselves is a state of consciousness. It's a divinely sourced. And we know once we feel this love within, that it's a natural expression for us to love others and for us to receive love, which is sometimes we tend to be. I know people here, and I love how active you are in the world and how you care for other people so compassionately. And sometimes we don't extend that compassion towards ourselves. And it's important, the teens have a little chant they do when I was going to camps. And I still remember it because it's important. And I have to think about it here. May I be loving and love myself. Wait, the chant, I have to think of it here. May I love so much. May I love myself so much that I love you so much. That you love you so much so that you can start loving me. Right? So let's repeat after me each phrase. So, may I love myself so much. May I love myself so much. So that I may love you so much. So that I may love you so much. That you may love you so much. That you may love you so much. So you can start loving me. Got it? All right, let's do it all together now. You don't have to, we can do it without repeating. So, may I love myself so much that I love you so much that you love yourself so much that you can start loving me. All right? It's that simple. That we start with the love within ourselves, that we are being this love that's sourced in the divine. What's interesting about Genesis, right, when everything began, supposedly, in the myth in the Bible, and it talks about in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. And what I believe, though, my version of it, because I think in a lot of ways that story it's a created myth from two different myths merged together. So my version of it, if they make their version, I can make my version, right? So in the beginning, there was love, the love that God is. And from that, it created the heaven and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the spirit of love was hovering over the waters. And then, and only then, God said, let there be light. And there was light. So in the beginning was love, because it is the very source of the divine being itself. When we are being loved, there's no object of our love. We are just being this love. And in that, we don't have judgments. We don't have conditions of our loves. We are just this love. I was in Trader Joe's parking lot the other day, and I saw a car. And to tell you the truth, I don't know whose car it was, but it was a great bumper sticker. It could have been one of your cars, to tell you the truth. But you know how sometimes you see a bumper sticker that might say, Judgment Day is coming. This bumper sticker said, Judgment-free Day is coming. Anybody, is that your car? Could be. I want one of those bumper stickers. I think it's when we're clear on who we are and what we've come here to be, we can be this love. And as I said, from this love, our compassion, our empathy, our lack of judgment, our lack of conditions on other people are open. And in fact, sometimes when we do react to something or we do have a judgment, when we have that base of home, of love within us, we bounce back quickly. I don't know about you, but it used to take me a long time. Much quicker response back to the love within me. And I think that we're all moving in that direction. Maybe someday I won't have to make that leap. Maybe I'll just be that. But for now, I'm still course correcting, so to speak, in my day. And that's okay. because I'm learning from that. I'm paying attention more. I'm mindful. Maybe if it was too easy, I wouldn't be mindful of it. I would just assume it. So I'm in that. One of my favorite teachers when I first started the spiritual journey was Ram Dass. And I know many of you that might be under 40 might not even know who he is, but he's passed. But the way he began was just doing kind of the hippie way, and grew into this spiritual teacher because he kept in that love, that way of being. Sean, can you advance the slide? I'm still having a little trouble with slides. Thank you. So here's a picture of him, and he was always just so joyful, always a smile on his face. And this he said, when I need love from others or need to give love in others, I'm caught in an unstable situation, in that need. However, being in love rather than giving or taking love is the only thing that provides stability. Being in love means seeing the beloved all around us. So we talked about that's even in our mission statement, seeing God in all people and all things, right? That's this being love. Because when we're being love, we see God, we see light, we see good in the world. And it's that we come back to. Ram Dass is always also famous for saying we're just walking each other home. So whatever home is, whether that's your eventual passing on point, I consider it being in love with each other and being in community and being in connection. So we're walking each other to this place where we are in this place of unconditional love, where we recognize the truth of who we are and how we open up to greater ways. Alex, could you turn on some air for me, please? Even just the fan would be great. And then the other person that brings me inspiration, could you advance one more slide there for me, Sean? Is Jack Kornfield. And I so appreciate Jack Kornfield's work. He's a Buddhist teacher who, among many books he's written, Path of Heart, he also founded Spirit Rock, which is in Marin County, a wonderful Buddhist community. And his saying, he says that there's really the most important things in life. The most important things in life are how well did you love, how fully did you live, and how deeply did you let go. How well did you love, how fully did you live, and how deeply did you let go. What's interesting about those three statements is I don't think it's an order. They interact almost like a circle or a triangle with each other, because I know when I let go, I can love and fully live more. When I'm fully alive, I'm paying attention to how I love and notice what I need to let go of. And when I am in love in my beingness, I am fully living and I notice things to let go of. So this openness we have. And so as we move forward with this idea about may we be loved, we recognize that love is an action towards another, often conditional upon their receptivity. I mean, have you ever been in a conversation, you're telling a story or something, and you notice the other person is not fully listening to you? Never notice that? What do? You keep telling? Do you keep expanding on the story? No, you kind of drop it down to kind of bring it to a natural end. Or you just kind of quit talking and, they're not fully present. And that's, but what if, and maybe I don't keep telling the story, but my presence with this person is still there. And maybe there's something going on with them that they're distracted with. Maybe something's going on with them. Maybe they're just bored by my story. I don't know. Maybe they've heard it before. Many people go, I've heard that story before. Yeah. And maybe there's still something in that moment. Something brought you to that moment. How about staying in this love and finding out what's going on in that moment? Because we know when we're in this loving space, it's easier to love. We don't have to try so hard to get approval or seek to, get our story across, to get them to laugh at the story, or to get them to think it was funny, or how cool I am, I had this experience. None of that. None of that. We're just present with the person. I first came across this phrase, be love, with a friend of mine, and her name is Karen Fry, now Reverend Karen Fry. She wasn't at that time I met her. She was a friend and a fellow teen advisor at camps. This was 25, 30 years ago. And she started this idea about be love. You know Karen. And it started as an idea about just an experiment to what if we were more connected with the love within us. And she did T-shirts and she presented to the teens, and the teens ate it up. They loved this idea. And it really gave her the confidence, and I know the teens gave me confidence in my speaking and my presence, because all they asked for was us to be authentic. And what a great training ground to be authentic, because they were the BS detectors, let me tell you something. And I meant belief systems. I don't know what you thought I was talking about. But they love this idea, so she began to expand on it, and she began to build with this idea, and it led her to leave her corporate job, become a minister, move to Dallas to become a spiritual leader there at the Dallas Center for Spiritual Living, where she served for many, many years, was a big part of that, until she had the opportunity to take over what's called Spirit Tours. These are sacred tours that travel around the world. She's taken thousands of people on sacred tours to Bali, to Africa, to Europe, and different places. And I'm in conversation with her, by the way, about a trip that we could take as a community also. You'll hear more about that in June. And all because she was open to this idea of being love. And on one trip in Uganda where she went, different area where Sean goes of Uganda, this is in southern southwest Uganda in the Bwandi impenetrable. Say it again. Impenetrable, yeah, something in my voice is not coming out. Forest in 2022 where the mountain gorillas are. And she was on there with a tour, and they went to an area where the gorillas weren't, so the tour guide hadn't been there yet, and they found this poor village that the school there was just hardly anything at all. They didn't have any supplies, and the teacher wasn't a regular person there, and she was just, the love in her was really touched by that. She went back to Dallas and did a fundraiser, and now that school is thriving. 19 kids are sponsored, and they want to sponsor more, and all from this place of being love. And I love this idea that life just flows out of this love. When I am in that space, synchronicity happens. Things open up to me. I receive, not only am I giving naturally, are there opportunities for me to give that flow out of that, but receiving comes out of that as well. We had somebody here that was last week here, first time in a while she'd been here, and she was inspired by me talking about Robin Kamirer, and she wanted to know more about her. She left the sanctuary going, I want to know more about her. She goes to the information table, very front magazine that's just sitting there is about Robin Kamirer. She goes, oh, I think I'll get this magazine. Things like that bounce out at us. They open up for us because we're in the space of love. We're not seeking to get something out of it. We know, we trust the universe will receive all that we're seeking. Opens up. There's a great story that I don't know this person. Her name's Naomi Shahab Nye. But it was a story online that I found, and I was just so touched by this story. So she was traveling, and she found out her flight was delayed for 4 hours, right? The last thing we want to hear. I guess the only worst thing is if it was canceled. But 4 hours, and she's just kind of going, and she sees where her new gate is. She starts walking towards there, and suddenly she heard an announcement that if anybody in the vicinity of gate 4A understands any Arabic, please come to the gate immediately. Well, she realized that was her gate. She was going there anyway, so she quickened her step to get down there, and there was an older woman in full traditional Palestinian dress, just like her grandmother wore, was crumpled to the floor, wailing loudly. Help, help, said the flight attendant. Talk to her. What is her problem? We told her the flight was going to be delayed, and she did this. And so Naomi began to speak to her, and her Arabic was not very practiced in recent, but she managed to speak enough to her to get this woman thought her flight was canceled. And she was bereft because she was flying to El Paso to meet her son because she had an important medical appointment and she didn't know, she couldn't communicate with anybody. But just hearing the Arabic, in no matter how broken it was solace to her. And so Naomi began to talk to her more and said, okay, so is your son meeting you? And she goes, yes. And she goes, let's call him. So they called him, they sat down and called him on the cell phone, and he spoke in English to Naomi, and they clarified things, and the woman began to already just lighten up a little bit. And then then Naomi said, why don't we call your other son? So they called her other sons, and then they called Naomi's father, and this woman and her father spoke in Arabic and told stories. They found out they knew 10 people in common. And then Naomi called some of her Persian poet friends, and they talked to her in Arabic and read some poems to her. And by this time, everybody's laughing. In this particular airline, with everything delayed and all this was happening, they brought out drinks for everybody, like non-alcoholic, like, sodas and juice and things like that. And two girls who were there, one Mexican-American, one black, were passing out all the drinks and stuff. And the woman pulled out cookies that were in her luggage there, and they were a particular kind of cookie with dates and powdered sugar, and soon she was giving them to all the women there, and everybody was covered in powdered sugar. And no matter, people kind of forgot about their dates, because how could you refuse, or forgot about their diets, and who could turn down a cookie from this woman who was having this moment. And all this because she was open to this love, this idea that love continues to be within us and gives us opportunities to love and to be loved. And we all have stories like this as well. I know when we're in this love, we can find unconditional love, which I don't know about you, but sometimes that's hard to find. And when I'm not in that, when I'm conditional in my love of people close to me or people far away from me, I come back to center, come back to the being love. Because that's the only way I can find anything else. I'm not going to think through it. I'm not going to talk myself out of it. No one else is going to talk me out of it either. It's got to come from within. And from this place, I can find the unconditional. Ram Dass again, what he says is the most important aspect of love is not in giving or the receiving, it's in the being. Unconditional love really exists in each of us. It is part of our deep inner being. It's in all of us. So this idea about unconditional love, the word grace, which has many different definitions, but mainly it means unearned love. So either many people think about it, Spirit giving us grace, unearned love. But we can provide that grace for other people too. That we can love them even if they don't deserve it. Even if they're being ornery and stubborn and full of themselves, we can still love them. One of my favorite poems about this comes from Mother Teresa, who actually had a poem over her bed. She didn't write the poem, she adapted it from somebody else. I don't know if she did the adapting or what it was, but I know for her it's the way she lived her life. that she believed in unconditional love. She was overwhelmed sometimes by the slums in Calcutta. And what she says is, I can't do it all, but I can love one person at a time. I can feed one person at a time, and it's the person right here. So we can't solve everything, but we can allow that to open up. Sean, can you advance it to the Mother Teresa poem there? It's not doing that? Okay, I can do it anyway. I just thought it might be a possibility. That's okay, I can read it. I can send it out later to people. So the poem is called Love Them Anyway, and it is adapted from, I always get his name mixed up, Kent Keith, I think is his name, but it could be Keith Kent, so I'm not sure. People that have two first names. One or the other, though. You could, if you search for it, you'll find it. But here's how it goes. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Love them anyway. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of being selfish, having ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If your serenity and happiness, if you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you to today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have and will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Right? And to add that, Mother Teresa probably has the best art of allowing, quote, ever, who says, I'm a little pencil in the hand of a writing God who is sending a love letter to the world. Now, what's interesting about that poem, when she talks about it's between us and God, it sounds like a dualistic thing, and I think those were Mother Teresa's beliefs. Here, we don't necessarily believe in that kind of duality. What we believe is a consciousness, and we know that it's really about, it's not about them, it's about us, the consciousness that's within us that makes the difference in our lives and spreads to other people. When you are this love, it's not that you are this love in this isolation and this silo thing. It is a spreading of love in this way. Ram Dass says working on our own consciousness is the most important thing we are doing at any moment. And being love is a supreme creative act. Our whole spiritual transformation brings us to a point where we realize that in our own being, we are enough. That we don't need other people. It's fun to have other people in our lives, though, but we don't need them. We come from love. We can know the love within them. So finally, when we are in this love, we are drawn towards love-minded people. I know you've probably heard the term like-minded people. Well, I believe that we're attracted towards love-minding people. This community is full of love-minding people. Ernest Holmes, the founder of philosophy behind Centers for Spiritual Living, said that the moving finger of God in human history points ever in the same direction. There must be community. Always in the collective consciousness and in the private will, this intent appears and reappears like some fleeting ghost. So in truth, that we are drawn towards being together, to sharing our stories, to sharing our grief, our loss, and our celebrations and our happiness. Little things like, I am loving my garden right now. The tomatoes are growing strong. The cucumbers are growing. So I like to share with people about that. Is that consequential to big world problems? No, but I would like people to listen to me talk about my garden. It's a joy of mine. And I would like to hear what brings you joy. And also, What might bring you sadness right now? Where are you challenged? That's what we're drawn towards as a community. You know, the word community is derived from two Greek words. C-O-M, means with, together, and U-N-U-S, unus, meaning oneness or union. So community is coming together as one, coming together to share and be. And may we be loved, and may we be connected together in this union, in this way. Ram Dass, to finish today, says, I go into the place in myself that is love, and you go into the place in yourself that is love, and together we are love. Then you and I are truly in love, the state of being love, and that's the entrance to oneness. So let us come into this portal together in love, and let us find this oneness that connects all people. And we know that makes a difference in the world. One heart, one love, one communion, community at a time. Let us go to prayer. But I know in this moment there is only one. And as we resonate with this oneness, this love within us, we know there's a vibration, and it is Spirit coming through us right now that is this vibration, that is this thing that makes a difference in the world, that makes a difference in our lives. And Spirit right now is opening up our hearts and hearing our request of healing and wholeness, understanding and insight. Moving gently in us, Spirit, being this presence that allows us just to be. Just to be. Allowing us to hear that which we are seeking. For I know Spirit guides us, loves us right where we are, and moves through us to create a new way for us, a new way for the world, a new way for all to be. I'm so grateful for this. I know this truth is coming through us as us today and always. And so it is.
Glow of the fire, peace of the night, memories dissolving. I'm feeling alright, letting the past go. See myself now, embracing this moment. I know that somehow I am guided. I am guided. I am guided to you. The storm on the ocean awakens my dream. The mist on the mountain becomes the wild rushing stream. rainbow sunlight is burning. The fog from the shore, the veil it is lifting. I know that once more I am guided. I am guided. I am guided to you. I am guided. I am guided. I am guided to you. I am guided to you. I am guided to you.
Just take a moment and wrap yourself up and just feel that love within you. And then open up your palms and just say, I am guided. What a beautiful song. Thank you. This time in our service, we open up to the law of circulation. If our ushers could come forward. See if we can get some slides working now. Can you advance it now, Sean? So we know this is a time of sharing abundance, and that which you give will come back to you in many, many ways. That's the nature of circulation. So there are many ways to give. We so appreciate that. We appreciate that which you've offered. As a form of affirmation today, a little bit different affirmation than we usually do. Based on Ram Dass's quote, if we give of ourselves in love and in service to others, in a spirit of generosity and good fellowship, to give is an opening to receive, for everything moves in circles. So the affirmation day, if you hold your hand over your heart, considering that which you've given in the past or that which you're given today, and repeat this affirmation: I am in love. I give in love and in service to others in a spirit of generosity and good fellowship. I give in love and am open to receive, for everything moves in circles, and so it is.
God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm a talking to, I give myself to be used. I give myself to be used. I give myself to be used by you.
been here enough. She knows the way. We'd like to acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time. We have a brochure for you. It tells you a little bit about ourselves. You can also get information at the information table. If you're willing to raise your hand, we'd like to give you and honor you with a brochure. And for those of you who haven't been here in a while, there's always information, or here all the time, there's information at the table. Sign up for the workshop on Saturday. Come to the concert Friday, and especially Sunday. Sunday's going to be a she's just, if you heard her before, she only comes on tour every now and then. She's not local, so you please come next Sunday. Stay for the concert. I promise you we'll feed you. You'll be happy. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So we have an affirmation today. Sean, if you could advance it to the affirmation, even though we probably know it by now. For our new person and for all of you, we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So grateful to have you. If our practitioners could come forward, please. Please, if you are in need. You want me to move this? What? Oh, because of children. Oh. Okay. All right. That? Yeah. Okay. Child proofing. Our practitioners are here to pray with you. Peggy and Monica are here. If you so wish to just stay in the sanctuary, and as people clear out to go take their conversation outside, then we'll have prayers inside. Please stay for that. And we also want to welcome our children. Look out, danger, boy.
Good morning. So today we talked about what you put out is what you get back.
Perfect.
There we go.
I think they were learning what we were learning. Thank you. So good. So we have a blessing for our children. We raise our hands and we say, we love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. And now, peace in every step is our closing song.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside, in every breath, peace. And I know the joy of peace, and I choose faith to relieve every moment. Love wakes up, and peace is every step. Oh, and peace is every step. Oh, and peace is every step.
Yes. As we go forth, we know love and peace is in every step. And so be it. Have a great Sunday.
Yeah, love is every step.